This is the second part of the Demark trendline method. So in this part, we'll take a look at entry, exit, and stop loss. We'll also be looking at how to calculate valid targets once the entry is taken. In the previous part, we have discussed about TD points and TD lines. In case you have missed the previous part, kindly go and watch it, because without it, you won't understand much of what we are going to discuss here. So the entry rules are pretty straightforward. First, we identify the current TD points based on the rules that we discussed in the previous series. Then we join those relevant TD points to form a same degree of TD supply or TD demand line, right? Once we form a valid TD line, then we wait for a proper breakout to happen above the TD line, and that becomes our entry point. So I'll just take it up with an example. This is a level 3 TD trend line here. This is one point, and this is the second point. I'll just brief you about the TD point here. So this is a level 3 TD point, which means that this point is a level 3 TD point, and this is a level 3 TD point. So 1, 2, 3, we have 3 lower highs. 1, 2, 3, we have 3 lower highs. Similarly here, 1, 2, 3, we have 3 lower highs, and 1, 2, 3, we have 3 lower highs. So that is why we join this line and extend it on the right side. So we wait for a decisive close above this line, which comes with this candle, and this becomes your point of entry. So entry is very straightforward and simple. Let us now move to calculate the target. So this time I have I have not removed the axis like I've done it here, so that we can see the levels clearly. So this is the same example. We have a level 3 TD line. To determine the valid target, what we do is that we pick out the lowest low, that is the true low of this entire region at this point, okay, and we draw a perpendicular line which touches the supply, the TD supply line. All right, we measure the amount of we measure this distance in points or in percentage. That's up to you. I usually do it in points. So this is about 320 points from this low to the point at which it touches the trend line. All right, now once we get this, you have to add this, this number of points to the point of contact. Okay, I'll just repeat again. You draw a perpendicular line from the lowest low, that is the true low of this supply region, and then you extend it up to the supply line. Okay, once you have this in number of points or percentage, you simply take that and add it at this region where the candle has met with the supply line, that is the breakout candle. So in this case, this region is at 10,220. This is about 320 points. So the target becomes 10,540. The target I've marked here. This target was eventually achieved over a period of next 7 to 8 days. So I'll just explain once more. To calculate the target, just at the point of the lowest low here, draw a perpendicular line to the TD supply line, calculate the number of points, add it to the point of contact of the breakout candle. If you're an aggressive trader, you can actually add these 320 points to the close of this candle as well, or the high point. It depends on the amount of risk you can take. So we'll just move to the stop loss now. In this original method suggested by Demark, there is a variation with respect to stop losses, but I haven't discussed those specific methods because I feel in today's volatile environment you'll get stopped out a lot. So that is why I'm just going to mention what I do in this method. What I do is that I take the lowest low, and once I have a breakout, that becomes my stop loss. Okay. If you're an aggressive trader, you can do the same. In case you're a little bit conservative in terms of risk, what you can do is, suppose you have a breakout here and you take an entry at this point. If after a couple of sessions, or let's say next session itself, you see the price closing below this supply line, what you can do is you can cut your positions by about 50%. So suppose you had 100 units here. As soon as the TD supply line is breached and the price closes below it, you can actually sell about 50 units of that, and you can just keep the remaining 50 units till the true low is not breached again. All right. So what I'll just repeat, what I do is I just enter at this point and this true low becomes my stop loss. I'll mention about one special case that is dealing with gaps in this method. Now at times what happens is that let's assume we don't have this part here. So as you've identified point 1 and point 2, sometimes what happens is that price after reaching near the trend line gaps up. If you see, this price has actually gapped up here. Okay, so in this case also what you do is you simply take the distance of the true low, extend it to the TD supply line. You get about 300 points in that, and then you add it with point of contact here. Okay, if you are an aggressive trader, you can actually take this 300 points and add to the close of this candle. But if you're a trader who who is a little bit conservative in terms of risk, then you follow the original method and you just draw a horizontal line here and see what is this level that is the point of contact in case there was not a gap up, and add the points that you've got in this perpendicular distance at the point here. So in this particular example, what we get is the point of intersection is 5730, and 300 points we get in terms of perpendicular distance. So we add 5730 to 300 and we get a target of 6030. Even this got achieved. All right. So this is all you have to do. Look at the amount of volatility that happens. What this approach gives us a very structured way of looking at trend lines, and I'm sure by now, if you have followed what all I have shown you, your way of looking at trend lines would have changed forever. So this is a normal chart that we usually have without the Demark trend line method. Now all these are valid trend lines that I've actually marked on the chart, right? So this is what a typical trend line method actually showed us, that we connect to relevant swing points or even minor retracement points to form a trend line. What we never had was a well-structured method where you can actually consistently apply the rules of entry, exit, stop loss, and target. So I don't want to ridicule this traditional trend line method, but I've always found that if you trade trend line with the Demark method, it actually it's extremely consistent and results will begin to show in your favor. So this is the same chart that I've marked through Demark method. Look at the difference. This is the traditional method. Probably you can remove this trend line, still you would have got 3 valid trend lines. And this is the Demark method. Even this point actually does not qualify as a level 3 TD point because you don't get 3 lower highs. You don't even get in this side. So that is why this major swing point also gets ignored. But in the traditional method, most of us would have picked out this point and if you would have pulled down a trend line. Okay, so I hope I am very clear in terms of entry, exit, stop loss, and target. I'll just sum up the key points here. So as a rule of thumb, always prefer the same degree of trend line. In this example, I've taken level 3 TD line. So always prefer the same degree of trend line. Don't mix up TD 2 degree level point with a 3 degree level point. Please don't do that. Just maintain the consistency. I think most crucial stage of this method is identifying the valid TD point. So please follow all the rules in that. As I've said, I've made some adjustment to the stop loss technique. In case you want to refer to the original one, you can do so. But I think in today's market condition, I've kept volatility element within this method, and that's why I've altered the stop loss conditions. And in the end, I just have to say one thing, that credit to this method goes to the genius of Mr. Demark. I think in case you people have traded trend lines before, you would know that how simple and how structured he has made such a complicated strategy into. So please do have a look at this, and this is my mail address, Twitter and YouTube. In case you have any doubt, please do get back. So thanks a lot for watching this video once again, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.